am Noriko Boulevard, and this is Uncut News. Happy CARICOM Day! The holiday, which is observed on the first Monday of July, celebrates the anniversary of the Treaty of Chaguaramas, signed on July 4th, 1973. The treaty established what would later be known as CARICOM. In addition to economic issues, the community instrument addresses issues of foreign policy coordination and functional cooperation. The Ministry of Public Health announced yesterday the 15th COVID-related death. 25-year-old teacher Donna Greaves of Lethem passed away early Sunday morning at the Georgetown Public Hospital. She was admitted to the facility on the 1st of July. The hospital has since come out against media reports claiming that Greaves had allegedly contracted the disease at the hospital. Following the spike in cases in Regions 1 and 7, the Public Health Ministry is locking down several communities in the two interior regions to begin widespread testing and screening. The ministry has announced that medical teams will be in Aranca and surrounding mining areas in Region 7, as well as Maruca in Region 1 in the coming days. And in more health news, the US $5 million renovation of the Ocean View International Hotel into a state-of-the-art hospital for the incubation, isolation, and quarantine facility, or a mouthful, is expected to be finished by July 13th. Once completed, the sanatorium will be fully dedicated to the pandemic response and for any other infectious diseases that may arise in the future. These GPS trackers from Triple P's can be put to good use. You could monitor the sounds and voices in your vehicle remotely in the event that it's being stolen. Or, if your spouse is up to no good while you're away, you can hear these screams all the way in foreign. Now, isn't that something? Amazing. Contact Triple P's Enterprise on telephone number 682-8326. Call them now. Now for crime news. The charges against former PPPC Director of Sport Neil Kumar and Raphael Boudou for breaching COVID-19 measures has been dismissed. This was after the prosecution failed to provide sufficient evidence against the men. As a result, the court dismissed the matter on the grounds of insufficient evidence. On May 21, 2020, Kumar and Boudou were charged and each released on $25,000 bail after police alleged they breached social distancing regulations during their protest in front of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Kumar and Boudou had both pleaded not guilty to the charge. 23-year-old Nkosi Van Kenny was stabbed after someone attempted to steal a bottle of Guinness from him on Saturday night at Patrick's Dam and Goys Avenue, New Amsterdam, Berbice. The incident occurred at around 10 p.m. The newsroom reports that the victim was taken to the New Amsterdam Public Hospital where he succumbed to his injuries hours later. A 29-year-old suspect is currently in police custody. If you live in a CARICOM member state, press like on this video. You may also find these pieces especially appealing from our face mask store. Click the link below to buy. And in less depressing news, the newsroom reports that a missing baby girl has been found. On Friday, police arrested 50-year-old Patricia Gomes, known as Beverly, of Nurney Village, East Berbice Quarantine. Gomes was found with the baby girl, who was reported missing by her mother in March last. Gomes told police that the mother of the baby asked her to take the baby to a hospital. The mother was supposed to collect her 3 days later, but she allegedly never showed up, prompting Gomes to take her to her home in Nurney Village. On Friday, the parents, accompanied by the police, went to Gomes' house, where they positively identified the infant. According to police, a file was prepared and was sent for legal advice regarding charges against Gomes. Fast action by residents of Lima San Essequibo thwarted an armed robbery of a grocery store on Saturday night. During the incident, at least 3 armed men broke into the store, but neighbors rushed to the scene after hearing the commotion. A motorcyclist who was in the area at the time gave chase after the suspects, but they managed to escape. The police are currently investigating the incident. Nevertheless, I say bravo to the residents. I think we could all use neighbors like them. And while that story was a failed robbery, I'm about to offer you a steal. This Used Nissan Titan 4x4 is going for just $1,650,000. No need to break the bank to move up a link. Visit BM Soat at Lot 9 Crow Street, Georgetown, or call them on telephone number 231-8451. BM Soat Auto Sales, it's your turn to drive. Moving on to business and the economy. The Guyana Police Force will soon roll out a new strategy which will see large trucks being restricted to use the roadways in Georgetown, the East Bank, East Coast, and West Bank, as well as West Coast, between the hours of 7 a.m. to 9 a.m., 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., and 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. in order to ease traffic congestion during those hours which are referred to as peak hours. Frankly, I think this is great. Now if we could just do something about the bridge traffic. And speaking of bridges, the Ministry of Public Infrastructure is planning on building a bridge across the Demerara in Linden. Tomorrow, the ministry will host a virtual public consultation. Their citizens will be able to give their inputs on the bridge's design and possible impact to the environment. The new bridge will be built according to international standards. Built in 1960, the current one-lane bridge carries a majority of the heavy-duty traffic in and out of the interior. 6 privately owned airlines are being considered to replace the now bankrupt Liat Airlines. This was after several Caribbean shareholder governments said they can no longer afford to pump money into the failing company. The financial situation has worsened because the airline has been grounded for several weeks now due to the fact that most Caribbean countries have closed their airports due to the ongoing pandemic. And now for our weird news story of the day. Rapper Kanye West is considering a run for president, and Tesla's Elon Musk is giving him his support. West made the announcement on Saturday night, and come on, this is probably the most 2020 story I've ever heard. In the off chance that he actually is able to win the nomination, it will be a mentally unstable reality TV show billionaire star running against a mentally unstable billionaire rapper. Oh, what a time to be alive. And now for our Uncut News Viewers Poll question. Every day we pose a question about current events in Guyana, the region, the diaspora, and how you feel it relates to us. You give your responses in the comments, and we'll read the best ones in the following episode. Friday's question was, what do you think are some solutions to help alleviate the problem of crime in Guyana? Levan Charles said, one of the biggest issues in Guyana is crime. One of the direct results of poverty is crime. There needs to be more job creation in society. This is not just professional jobs, but skilled jobs, so people are putting their minds into something more constructive. Also, there is an issue around the enforcers. Police roles need to be made professional with the appropriate training and commensurate salaries. Richard Shaw said, I think the problem with persons turning to crime is the fact that vulnerable persons and communities are left out of development and opportunities while being treated like a scourge. But there are people too, but often less fortunate. More support and programs to assist with educational and skills development should be implemented in these vulnerable areas and introduced to the vulnerable person for free, so they too can have opportunities afforded to them which everyone has and they can't afford. This is from a resident of All Boys Town, so it's an inside perspective. Well, thank you for that perspective, Richard Shaw. And finally, Michael Passard says, the underlying factor for crimes in Guyana is unemployment. I believe there should be a program in place, as Gloria said below. On additional to her statement, contract works are given out to multiple contractors across the country for different jobs. Contractors usually hire their own personnel. This is where the program can step in and aid people within the program, allowing the contractors to use specific percentage of people on their projects, kind of like what these foreign companies have in place when they come in Guyana to do work. A total local to expat ratio. Those were all great answers, people. You made Noriko proud today. Maybe there is some hope for Guyana after all. Ha! Now, here's today's question. Seeing as today is CARICOM Day, I want to know, do you feel that CARICOM is relevant to Guyana still? If yes, why? If no, then why not? Think about that question long and hard and tell us in the comments below. If your response is good, we'll feature it in Tuesday's episode. Anyway, that's all the time we have for tonight. Check us out tomorrow for another. Until then, I am Noriko Bullford saying good night, folks. Hey Uncut News viewers, thanks for watching. You can subscribe by clicking on this button over here, or click over there for more news. You can also drop a comment to let me know if you've made it to the end of the video. Goodbye for now.